Hello and welcome to a new episode of Boise Games. This is part 2 of how to code the HTML, and basically what we're gonna be talking about today is the HTML head, title, and body tag, which these are the main tags. Then we'll go into that in the next. Click on your Windows logo. Come down here to search for a notepad. It's gonna be installed into your computer automatically, so you click on it and it runs. So this is basically what we're gonna be using to work today. So now first of all, we're gonna start with the HTML head, title, body, and that's the 4 basic tag. In our other video, remember what we talked about? In other video, what we talked about, whenever you open a tag, you must close the tag. So we're gonna be following principles here. You open a tag, you close it, and make sure you do it the same way I do it, or else you're going to get confused. You open a head tag, you close the head tag. I see the way I'm typing it. I hope you are doing that. You open a title. This is how you write it. You make sure it's, and most people commonly they like writing their title tag like this. But you can still put this anyhow you want it. You can make it like this, you can make it like here. It doesn't really matter. So I just like my neat like this. So in this title here, remember what we said, we're gonna add the title of our page. I hope you studied that correctly. Let's say Boise Games. So this is it basically. So if we click on Control S, which is to save, we're gonna click on desktop, click on new folder. You must save it into a folder so that whenever you keep a file there, it will always be there. So what you can do here, just gonna type let's see, tutorial web development. Hit enter to save it. So double click to open it. Text editor, change to all files. Click here and let's save it as index.html. That's what we usually save our index files. So you make sure you add the .html, or else it won't work, and you click on save. So what you're gonna do now, you're gonna minimize this. After minimizing it, you search for a folder, double click it to open it, then click on index.html. It's going to open your default browser. So as you can see, our default browser, sorry, I just closed down these tabs. If you look over here, you see the Boise Games. That's because we save our file here as Boise Games. So if I say I change this to something like Queen, and hit Ctrl S, make sure you always save it, or else it won't work. So, and we'll go back to our other page and click on refresh button. You can see the Queen over here. Okay, that's for title. So what we can do next now, I'm gonna look at the body tag. Enter, come here, open a body tag. Make sure you open the body tag after the head tag, but the title is inside the head tag, but body goes outside the head tag. So can body, make sure you add this to close it. Close whenever you open a tag, you always close the tag. So what you can do basically, you can just say write hello user and click on Ctrl S again, and we go back to our browser and click on refresh. Still Queen, and now you can see the word hello user. But the problem with this is that whenever I want to style this, whenever I want to change the font or something, we won't be able to do that. So let's look at what's next on our list. So basically we've done the HTML head, title, and body. So what we're gonna do now is heading, a section heading. Each one we're gonna learn how to use this tag, and we're also gonna learn about the style tag, which I didn't include here. Oh my god, shit, I forgot. So we're just gonna change back. So what we're gonna do now, we're gonna enter h1. Make sure you close the tag h1. So let's write the text here, something like head Hello my world. Control S. Now you go to your browser and you refresh the page. It's gonna say hello world in a larger font. So what we can basically do now is how to style that. So to style that, you have to come down to the head and open a style, or no, we'll go into this in the future time. So what you can do here, you come here, you're gonna add color equals to, let's say, give it a red color. Control S. What I'm teaching you now is inline CSS. So you refresh the page and it doesn't work. Shit, what did I do wrong? Let's see. Okay, I forgot to add that. So if we come here, make sure you add the style, because there's a style that we're adding. So what we're gonna do now, after this, let's try to change the font to something like Algerian. So you click on font equals, or font type equals Algerian. Make sure you end it to semicolon. Press Ctrl S to save again. Come to your browser and press Ctrl R, and it doesn't work. Oh, it has been so long I work with this thing. So let's see what the problem could be. Ctrl S, Ctrl R, and it doesn't work. So what we're going to try to do is take all of this shit and remind me something wrong. I worked with HTML and CSS. Okay, instead of that, we're just gonna put the H1 here. Since the tag name here is H1, we're just gonna put it here and put some curly braces. And what we can basically do now, just gonna call the color here equals red, which is much easier. I'm gonna say font. Okay, family. That's my error. Font family equals, let's say, Algerian. Control S to save. Come to your browser and refresh the page, and now you can see it's now in the Algerian font. So what we're gonna try to do now, we've done the heading, so let's see the paragraph. Let's see how we use the paragraph. So what we're gonna do, come to your notepad, and basically what we're gonna do, we're just gonna add a new text, which is a paragraph text. Make sure you open and close the paragraph tag. So what you can do here, let's just write a basic line of text. Hello, my name is Carol. I am in school making tutorial. So let's save this now. Control S. If you come over here, you see it's gonna be smaller than this font. Yeah, because it is the size of a paragraph in HTML, and you can increase it. So let's see how we can style it to change the color. So come back to your notepad, you come to style. I hope you're understanding me. If you're not, please tell me in the comments. You come to style, just gonna add P in curly braces, and you can basically change the color. Let's give it a blue. Make sure you always end it to semicolon. Hit Ctrl S to save each time you write a code, and Ctrl R to refresh. And now you can see, if I hit the refresh button, you can see it turns to blue. So what we can basically do, that's it. So what we can do to make, let's say my name is Carol, full stop, and want to add a new sentence. What you're gonna do, you add just this tag here. This is a tag that doesn't need to be closed, so you press Ctrl S, come here, reload it, and oh, it doesn't need to be closed. Oh, sorry, I made a mistake. that was bold tag. So we're just gonna come back here and add our break. That's, you can put it in full, but most people like using BR. So press Ctrl S, come here and reload it, and now you can see it's in a new line. So what we're gonna be doing next now, we're gonna be talking about, let's see, we're gonna be talking about we've done the paragraph, okay, we've done basically the paragraph, the heading, and this up. So let's talk about the div now. So divs, what you can use div to do most of the time, make sure you close the tag. Like we said in the last video, div is like div here is a tag to use to divide a page into bits. Okay, let's come back to our text editor, and let's imagine we want to make like a box, and which we have a heading. So let's just wipe all of these out, just remove this. Okay, just remove this from here, and in the style, wipe off everything in the style. So we're gonna be starting from scratch. First of all, your div, click on tab to make sure it comes here, or any way comfortable by you. Let's write a simple text, hello. So you won't notice it till come down to style here, type in div and put a curly braces. Let's say something like a background space color equals, let's give it a red, then we'll give it a height. And you can see the code of how you give a page height. Click height equals, let's say it works with pixels, so let's say 100 pixels, and let's just set the width equals auto. This is gonna fill up the space of your browser. So we're just gonna go back and click on Ctrl S, don't ever forget that, Ctrl S, then we'll go back to our browser and click on Ctrl R. All this text will wipe up, and now we can see this is 100 pixels and it's still a bit tiny. Let's make that bigger by 250 pixels. So let's say 250 pixels. Ctrl S, reload, Ctrl R. Oh, it's not growing. Let's see what could be the problem. Oh, we forgot to close this with the semicolon. Press Ctrl S and we reload this, and it's humongous, so we're just gonna set it to 50 or 100. 50 is okay. Ctrl S, Ctrl R, and this is okay. So let's say we want this, that's about, we've talked about this, but there are other things we can do with div, like not just, like for instance, we create a new div here. And call it body of page, and we press Ctrl S and we come here, reload. It's still gonna be the same red, which we don't want. So what we can basically do, oh sorry, there's something I forgot. So in your style, to make a background color, you come to body, in brackets, you're gonna write background color equals, let's give it a blue color. Make sure and semicolon, press Ctrl S, you come here, refresh, and the rest of the page is gonna be blue because it's inside the body tag, which is recognized since this is body. So, and this tag here is the body, which is the main element. It's gonna save in there. So what we can basically do now, to make the div, two different divs to be different colors, what we can do is come here and type class equals, then you put in parentheses, let's give it a name like head, or you can put anything you want, it doesn't really matter, but whatever you put here, let's just say head. So you come to your style, and put dot head. This is to reference it, and we can give it a background color of yellow. So we're just gonna delete this to make sure we know what we're doing. Here, sorry, gonna type background color equals yellow, and we're gonna close it, and our height equals let's see, let's give it 50 pixels, and our width will be auto. So just gonna press Ctrl S and come here and reload this. Now you can see only this one is yellow and this one doesn't have a color because it's not giving it a class. So come back to our page, to our text, come here to the second div of body of our page, come here and type something like class equals, I'm sorry, forgot to give space here. Let's give it body. So what we can do here, come down to style again, I'm gonna type dots or body, make sure it's the same name reference you use, if not it won't work. Background color equals, let's give it a color of green. So what we're gonna do, gonna write height equals, let's say 100 pixels or just 50 pixels, width equals auto, close it, press Ctrl S and come here and we reload the page, it's gonna show green. So basically you can use this to design a flag. And also don't forget, if your auto is not, you can also change this to pixels to something like let's say a 50 pixels, and change this other one to or you can just leave it like this, come here, reload, and this one is just going to be 50 pixels. And make sure you notice in your div, whenever you shorten the width of a div, it's also going to shorten the size of the things that are inside the div. So basically you won't be able to type this in a straight line, so make sure you increase your div. Okay, let's just set that back to auto. So press Ctrl S. So what we're gonna be talking about now is in our picture, I'm talking about, okay, the image tag, to add an image. So alt, come back to a tag. So usually, like we said, there are some tags that we need. Come back to our body, make sure you're in the body tag. Usually there are some tags that won't need a closing tag, e.g. image, but you can make a closing tag for it, but it doesn't really need. Image src equals, let's just so this, basically we don't need to give it a name now. So what we can do, we come back to our folder and we're just gonna copy a picture. So I'll just search for a logo of a picture that I have. So just gonna copy this. Okay, open file location. I just copy this awesome logo, copy and paste that in our here, paste. So now the name of the picture is logo.png. make sure you have the extension, and if it's a JPG file you can use it as a JPG file, doesn't matter, but make sure when you come here, src, you're gonna write logo.png. If yours is bird.jpg, it's gonna be bird.jpg.jpg, which is JPEG, but mine is logo.png. So when you do that, you click on Ctrl S and come here and you reload the page. You can see our picture here. So let's see what else we can talk to before this tutorial will be over. Okay, input. Okay, let's just see input, then we'll end the tutorial. So come back to our text. That's for image. You can also add videos like this, the same way. It doesn't really matter. So what I'm talking about now is input. Input tag doesn't need a closing tag too. So let's say input, we're gonna write type. So let's say want something like a text. You can write text here and press Ctrl S. Come here, Ctrl R. You can see where we can input our text here. Since it's using this, so what we can basically do now, that's for input. We can also change that to password. So instead of text, you're gonna write password. Ctrl S, come here and press Ctrl R, and now you can type in your password, which you can see. So what we're gonna, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. In the next video, we're gonna be talking about a button, and the rest of them, and talking of how we're gonna make a flag with HTML. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.